Alright, so this is me coming to my senses. I'm sitting outside. We still in the phase of just doing, I guess if you want to call it self therapy. I'm putting myself back where I belong in society because I've been beat down by so many people in my family and being the scapegoat. I told y'all I'm no longer doing holidays. I'm no longer doing a lot of things because at this point I realize I'm dealing with a lot of emotionally immature people to where silence is the only thing that is going to be able to get to them. And not to upset them, but to be taught as a lesson. Now, I got a lot to unpack right here, but let's just start from the beginning, right? Nobody really wanted to support Godsent, because I dressed masculine, right? Which is fine. I understand that now in God. But it's about the fact that nobody communicated with me. You get what I'm saying? Nobody communicated with me about anything. My whole life I was trained to accept emotional immaturity that I had to overcompensate for. So let's say if one of the elders in the family, one of the adults in the family decided they wanted to throw a temper tantrum, that means that I would have to be mature enough to alleviate that situation and basically resolve the problem because the emotionally immature adult wants to throw a temper tantrum again. It's like a pattern in the family to where the kids have to be more mature than the adults, and the adults throw temper tantrums all the time, screaming, yelling, crying, maybe throwing things, slamming doors, just not really fixing anything, making everything worse, things like that. um this white SUV just pulled up. I think it's my cousin. Yeah, it is. But yeah, so it's just a bunch of adults that, you know what I'm saying, like to throw temper tantrums and things like that. So hold on one second. Alright, but yeah, so I'm realizing now, first of all, I've been doing business for myself since I was 18. Nobody ever gave me my credit for that. I've been, doing good things, studying, just intelligent, taking care of myself. They want to call me fat and sloppy. I went to school to be a personal trainer. I've lost weight numerous times. You fall off one time, they act like you never did nothing good before. I'm very attractive. I'm talking about very attractive. Like, if I look at myself in comparison to a lot of people, like out of Cincinnati, as far as the most attractive people to date in Cincinnati, I've dated, like, come on, bro. My roster is crazy, and I'm very attractive. Nobody gives me credit. They say, "Oh, you think you ugly and this and that." I never thought I was ugly. I always get compliments on how attractive I am. Everywhere I go, people tell me how pretty I am. No matter if I'm dressed bummy or anything. No matter if I'm fat, nothing. Super intelligent. I get opportunities. And they always keep telling me about a job. I got jobs all over the city. I've worked over 50 jobs. I got jobs to this day that I could walk back in and I get the job the same day. I don't need ID, nothing. I'm still in the system. All I got to do is walk in and say I want the job. And I'm talking about Wendy's way back. I was manager at both of those. What other job? Fresh Healthy was like that, but they closed down. Like, most of the places where I work at, I could go back to work anytime I want. KDM, I could go work there again. What other job was I just working at? Some factory. I could work anywhere I want to work, and they'll hire me back because I'm super intelligent. I did everything right. They try to gaslight me and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fall off." Some people have even said I'm gonna do drugs. If anything, I have a nonprofit that helps people who are homeless and deal with drugs. It never gave drugs. That's the most insulting, disrespectful thing a person could say. In what universe, in what parallel universe does Kiara end up on drugs? In what universe? And I don't smoke weed and I don't drink, and now I don't do nicotine. I haven't smoked any nicotine in the past 2 weeks. In what universe do I end up on drugs? In what universe do I end up homeless on the side of a street, sleeping in a sleeping bag, when I got 3 other people past this house that will let me live with them for free? In what universe does Kiara end up homeless? when I literally trade stocks. I read college level books. I'm not paying for college because this is 2026. Why are we paying to go to college? I have a whole course for a certificate. I get a certification. I was gonna say certification for the DevOps, software development operations for software that I already paid for. I'm just thinking, do I want to do coding when I get paid more to do the same thing when I trade? They act like I didn't like, come on, bro. 100K in 30 days, nobody gave me credit. And I got paperwork to prove it. Nobody gave me credit. Nobody has ever done that in my family that I know. The only person who has done that is Uncle Corey, because he got one check at once that was $250,000. Nobody has done what I have done, making $100,000 in 30 days in my family, no matter if it's here or gone. And then they try to make it seem like, oh, you not credible, this and that. This year, I told y'all what this year was. Starting off, I told y'all what this year was. This year is me getting back, me reclaiming my authority, and me taking back my credit that people tried to steal from me. And now it's to the point you got a girl who, just like Madison, I'm seeing, and I had to slow down and realize my mom is just like them. My mom is not no baby kid and this and that. She thinks she is not. My mom is not that, never been that type of person. My mom has always called her dad daddy and stuff. Or I don't know, maybe she has, maybe she hasn't. No shade to my mom. Me and my mom are not the same. This is no disrespect. I love her. I respect her. But why is it that every time that why it's like, and that's why God, what the enemy means for bad, God means for good. I get overshadowed so much by my mom that they don't realize that I'm the one who made the right decision. I didn't have no kids when I was a teenager. I don't have to go through welfare because I have people who gonna let me live with them to where I could save money and do what I need to do and start my business or work a job. God said don't work a job. God said he got something for me. I'm gonna listen to God before anybody. And if they tell me don't, that's what my dad did. I left. God is my ultimate say so. I could have got pregnant when I was a teenager. I had sex when I was 17. We wrapped it up. We had the sex. I said, no, this is draining. I got other things I could be doing with my life other than sitting in the house and having sex. So I did not have a kid before marriage. I did not have a kid before I got, and it wasn't even about marriage. It was just, I don't want to be a teen mom. Nobody gives me credit for that. They all say, oh, your clock is running out. Our family has so good genetics that I can have a baby when I'm 45. My mom's son is what? Josiah is what, 4 years old? 5 years old? The clock is not really running out like they believe. So instead of supporting, they would rather tell me everything I did wrong, but they don't realize that everything I did right is enough for me to be so far away from everybody that none of these, like, they don't even understand how credible I actually am. They don't even realize how smart I actually am. Because when you really are like that you know what I'm saying, it's not something you have to prove. Now, my problems are different problems. My problems consist of, when it comes to this money stuff, am I going to end up in the wrong room to where they try to get me to sign a deal that is going to ruin not my life, but my family's life as well. Like, I have different people problems. I don't have problems like that. So it's like, but I have to look at that because today I was analyzing, right? And I was like, my mom, I was so happy. Most of my worries and my stress and my problems are about my mom. Y'all want to talk about, like, people don't want to talk about that. Most of my problems come from my mom. I'm worried about, are the kids safe? Let's just put it like that. Are the kids safe? Has my mom been doing drugs? Because she's messing with drug addicts. Is my mom going to be able to pay her rent? Because she's wasted all her money on stuff that doesn't make sense. She's not financially literate. Is my mom's business going to be okay? Even though every time you give her advice about how to run a business, she don't listen because she only listen to certain people. She won't get a mentor or nothing for her business. All she cares about is the end of the world. I'm worried about, you know what I'm saying? Everything that I worry about has to do with my mom. God literally ripped me out that house and said, get away from her, because she was about to send me to the hospital and put me on psych meds when literally everything I do is based on intelligence. So I'm the type of person, they keep talking about lose weight, this, that, and the third. It's 2026. I've lost weight so many times, I don't even care about it no more. I could lose 50 pounds in literally 2 months. I could lose 100 pounds in 3 months. I do not care about losing weight. You get what I'm saying? That's not my priority right now. My priority is my relationship with God, so that I don't end up stuck in a situation to where other people get to put me down whenever they feel like it, and they not even living right. You know what I'm saying? They want to put me down and say, you doing this, you doing that, when God told me I was good. God knows what I do in my free time. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to opt out of the party. I'm going to opt out of this. I'm going to opt out of that. They act like I'm insecure. You act like I couldn't been having people on my line. You know how easy it is to call and get some sex? You know how easy it is to get on Tinder and tell somebody to pull up and have sex with you? I don't even have to, to be realistic, I could get on there and ask them to pick me up and take me to their house and have sex. It's never been about, do I get people? Am I looking for a sponsor? Do I want somebody to take care of me? I can take care of myself, but, you know, it never gave that. It never gave, you know. And I ain't never heard of somebody beating me up in a relationship. So, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the type of same thing to where, you know, it's just this year is about reclaiming my authority, getting rid of the voice in my head, because my mom, here's what she did. I was talking to a girl on the internet, right? And instead of my mom being an adult about it, my mom was watching me talk to her the whole time, right? She was watching me talk to her the whole time. Never said nothing, but would say things and gaslight me, which would cause insanity, and then try to get me to go to the hospital. So she would mention things that she seen on my page, and I would say, how does she know that? But I'm so ahead of the curve that I'm like, she's probably watching me. Anything I put on social media, I already put in my mind that I'm being watched by somebody in my family, because they do that. They like to watch you and not say they're watching you. Me, I'm emotionally mature. So if I'm watching somebody, I'll let them know, hey, I seen what you're doing, this, that, and the third. I don't cause confusion, I don't cause chaos, and I don't cause any type of mental illness. Now, when you deal with people who are emotionally immature, they like to cause confusion. And if you read the Bible, anything that causes confusion is of the devil. Now, people want to talk about the Bible. I've been really reading my Bible because I'm a real reader for a while. And a lot of the things that they think they know about the Bible, or the things that they throw out, is not even what's up. You get what I'm saying? They so worried about Kiara doesn't dress how I want her to dress. For what? Why do you care about how I dress? Why do you care about how I dress? Name one time. I'm going to ask, and it'd be so simple to where growing up, I never was the type. You had Kiesha who wore heels and lipstick. Kiesha wore heels and lipstick when she was in whatever grade, like second grade, and dresses and things like that. And they could say, oh, because she grew up around Grandma Karen. No, that was her personality. Me and Kiesha always had opposite personalities. When we went to the parties, Kiesha would talk to the boys, and I would be in there hanging out, getting drunk, partying, dancing. I was always more of a run around outside drunk type of fun type of person. Kiesha was always a cuddle up with a dude type of fun. You get what I'm saying? I don't judge either one. Kiesha, that's my nigga. I know, we cool. I never gave dress up for other people. It never gave dress up for other people. It never gave that. But I've always had attractive men. I've always had attractive partners. I've always had people that respect me. I've always had people that were faithful. I've always, you know what I'm saying? Always had people that spend money on me, because I carry myself in a certain way. It's called modesty. It's called respect. And if I dress like a boy, okay, cool. Because I did talk to women too. But what pissed me off was, even thinking about it, I realized that I'm being exonerated. God told me this is my year of exoneration. Exoneration is when all charges are dropped against you. Because I've been wrongfully accused of being unintelligent, unattractive, belligerent, bum, things like that, when God had to stop me because the devil was offering me so much money that had I taken that money, everything I love would disappear. And I'm so busy listening to people who never even gave me my credit. It's not that they don't know I have potential. It's that they so busy trying to tear me down that they don't even realize if I make a move, I could do it in one day. I made 100K in 30 days. And that was 5 years ago. Then I tested my strategy again and I made 10,000 in a week. Okay? You get what I'm saying? And the second time I did, I made 10,000 in a week while I was working a regular job. Let's not forget. I was working a 40-hour-a-week job and working 10 hours overtime. That's 50 hours a week. Get off at 6 in the morning and still run up $10,000 in 1 week. Do you get what I'm saying? And they still so focused on not giving me my credit that they don't realize that if I get rich, it's not going to change anything. If I dress like a girl, I get it now in the spiritual realm. God will speak through people. But that's not going to change anything about what I got going on with them. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't change nothing. And I'm focused on more important things that other people don't pay attention to. A lot of things fall through the cracks when it's a lot of people that are, you get what I'm saying, focus on other people's business. God says, do not concern yourself with ordinary lives. Don't concern yourself with the lives of ordinary people. That's why gossiping is a sin, not because it's evil. It's not because it's mean. Gossiping is a sin because the more that you focus on other people's lives, the less that you see the way that the devil will attack you in your own life because you're distracted by other people's lives. People so busy focused on my life, they don't even realize my life is already set up. I'm good. I know how to trade. I know how to draw. I know how to paint. I know how to rap. I can sing. I can dance. I do photography, graphic design. I know how to do e-commerce. I got over 20 courses. I got mentors. You get what I'm saying? Not only do I know how to trade stocks, I'm talking about stocks, crypto, forex, futures. I know all the markets that's popping right now, the next technology that's coming out. I'm a director. I know how to script, and I know how to do AI scripting. I already had 3 AI shows that I had to say no to because it's the devil. And y'all worried about me, I'm good. But I get it, when you live with other people, it makes sense. But I'm just saying, people will try to make you think that, like what my mom has been doing is making me think that I don't have a place. You get what I'm saying? She'll try to put me in my place by making me think I don't have a place. By saying, you my daughter, or you this. Or like, here's the thing. Like, I would stay with her and she'll say, this is my house. This ain't your house. You don't live here. I live here. But it's crazy because I literally would be living there. So I'm trying to undo this psychological trauma to where I'm so attached to my mom that when I see that she self-sabotages, which she always does, every time I leave her house, she ends up in an unhealthy relationship. It gets way worse when I leave. Anywhere that I go to, it's all laughter and love when I'm there. It always gets better when I'm there. People been trying to blame me for their problems. She has been destroying her own household for years. It was never me. I was never the issue. I made it better. When Josh left, all of the kids was, down bad, sad, taking medicine, whatever. And I come in, nobody's taking medicine. The kids not getting beat with you know what I'm saying? Everybody is feeling better. We got chores now, things like that. Now she want to have house, Cool. So I just basically replaced the place of Josh because the house was only clean when a man comes in. So yeah, this is the year where I said I'm not worried about money this year. Because I got 3 years where I could just sit before my investments even start to take off. And that's off of how I'm measuring it. I don't care about what they talking about. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, I know what I got going on. A job, cool. I understand that. And that's, God said he got something for me. I got to sit because I think what's going on is that God is trying to let people know that for years, everybody been trying to give me treatment. I know about treatment. I'm not from the hood. I know about what it is to be a lick. I know what it is to be a store. Like, people use this lingo. I don't do that. I'm not in that world, but I know what it is to get treated. You see what I'm saying? So people be trying to treat me, and that's like my mom, every family, like, you know what I'm saying? I would say the best situation for me was Auntie Melinda's house. Or Uncle Corey's house, but I call it Auntie Melinda's house. That was the best space for me. Because Uncle Corey is the type of person that'll say, oh, you need a car? Here, I got you on a car. You need this? I got you on this. We'll go out to eat. All right, I'm about to take you out to eat. Come on, I'm about to buy you some clothes. Auntie Melinda say, oh, you need deodorant, you need soap, tampons. I'm about to buy you some soap, tampons. Here, I'm about to buy you some underwear. And they want to guilt you. And this was when I was 17. I was 17 years old, 18 years old. They want to make you feel guilty for needing things, right? So they'll say, oh, you're a bum, you're a bum, you're a bum. She needs money, she needs money. Yeah, but that's the only thing that I need is money. Now you got other people who need things other than money. Like they might need rehab, or they might need like a skill, or they might need common sense, or they might need some decorum or things like that. And I ain't even trying to talk like that, but God be speaking through me. God is speaking through me because I've been silenced my whole life, and I'm the one who got the smartest stuff to say. And I'm getting silenced my whole life. And my mom is doing things like watching my social media, and I'm thinking it's because she loves me. And whole time, she's trying to talk over my head and say, and talk to the girl that I'm talking to on the internet. And you know what I'm saying? Send indirect shots to her and subliminals so that I could look up and say, oh my God, my mom knows. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom posts up looking like a crackhead. And then here's what happened with me. I see that. I say, wow, she already be around junkies. I lost my mind. I can't even focus because why are you posting up looking like that? So I start crying. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to act normal. I'm listening to music. I'm calling her back to back to back. She the type to post up looking like a crackhead and then won't answer no calls. And then will literally post on social media acting normal. This is like the same woman that disappeared for 2 weeks with a random man that had schizophrenia that was taking Risperidone and disappeared for 2 weeks. No call, no nothing. I'm in the house with the kids. Mind you, I wasn't even planning on coming back to the house. I come back to the house randomly from living with my friend's aunt because I came for $10. She ain't give me the $10. She disappeared, go to Virginia for 2 weeks. I call her for 2 weeks. I call Oba, I said, can you call my mom? Oba, I called my mom. She laughing, smiling, talking about how we almost died. My mom has been trying to destroy my life since I was a child. And everything that I embody is what she tries to act like she is. She is not. We were raised two different people. So that rhythm and rap and soul, she tried to overshadow me and say, oh, I'm a rapper. Well, guess what? I'm not even a rapper no more. I just sing. And I sing better than, honestly, I would say majority of the people. Like, I'm like top tier singer. And I just don't sing because it brings a different form of jealousy. I'm really a top tier singer. I don't dance because it brings weird eyes on me that watch me and say, ooh, look at that. I don't do that stuff because it's, to me, my gifts are sacred. I don't pollute my gifts for money and things and attention. So, and it's like you got to get to a point where you're fed up because I'm starting to realize I got to look at myself and say, I got to look at myself and I got to really say, I've been doing the wrong thing. Like, why am I sitting here justifying my mom stalking my page because she posted some stuff? She said, that's the devil, this, that, and the third, right? And I looked at it. Had I not watched my mom's page, which I don't because I don't worry about other people's lives, the only page I was watching was the girl's page because I came on social media for the girl. Because we was doing like a mastermind, like feelings aside, yeah, I liked her, but I was showing her my creative ideas. And I only had 20 followers, so if people come in, it leaves room for other people to come in and give me their opinion, and she would give me her opinion, and I would pay her. And then my mom comes in and says, oh, that's the devil, this, that, and the third, embarrassing me and stuff. And my mom would do that. She would make herself look disgusting in order to embarrass me on the internet. And that's not to be rude, but that's the truth. That's the type of mom that I have. A mom that will put all my business out in order to make me look bad. You get what I'm saying? A mom that will destroy the house. I don't really know what the purpose is of destroying the house. Cleanliness is next to godliness. I was never dirty. Let's get that straight. I was never dirty. And people, oh yeah, back to the clothes. When I was in school, I don't know what they was wearing. Like I said, you had Kiesha wearing skirts and heels. You had Christian wearing skirts and heels to middle school. When I was in school, I was wearing Hollister sweatsuits. That's what I used to wear. Hollister sweatsuit, Aeropostale sweatsuit. And then I put a chain on. I wear skinny jeans and a graphic t-shirt with a, you know what I'm saying? But I always wore makeup. And I kept my hair done. So then it became a thing. Yeah, I do dress like if I wanted to be a man, I would get I would take testosterone. I'm 29. I would have a beard by now. If I wanted to be a man, I would be taking testosterone. It's never been that difficult. And it really, if you got Medicaid, it's free. I could get testosterone for free with welfare. And all I need is a therapy session. If I wanted to be a stud, I would get a hairline. If I wanted to get a girlfriend, I would have one. If I wanted to get married to her, like, you get what I'm saying? I've been talking to God because it's my life. People concern themselves with other people's lives. It's my life. People think I don't have my own life because my mom likes to go around and say, this is my child. Versus me being my own person. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. But in that case, they keep saying you need to be like your mom, but they don't even realize the point is for me to do better than my mom. I'm not competing. Why would I because people only think competition. It was never a competition. I'm 29. It was never a competition. Who cares? I already don't have, like, it's never a competition because it doesn't even make sense. It's family. You see why? So she's so busy trying to compete with me. I already am in a totally different lane. You see what I'm saying? I haven't had sex in 6 years. When I get married, it will be a marriage to where we did not have sex until marriage. There's two different worlds going on here, and they not realizing that. You understand? It's two different universes going on here. And they not seeing that. And she likes to play with people's heads and make you freak out. You know how many times I freaked out because my mom did something and I'm worried about, is my mom safe? Whole time she's sitting up somewhere with her legs kicked up eating weird snacks. And I'm over here throwing away my future trying to help her. Everybody act like I'm the bad person because I didn't go to college. Who was going to pay for my college? My mom had help. Who was going to help me go to college? Right. So when I had to stay home from school to watch kids, whose problem is that? Not that I blame anybody, because I'm past the whole blame my parents for who I am type of person. That's childish. That's emotional immaturity. People talk about being grown as if I'm not grown biologically. We're all grown biologically. But that's the same. People say I'm grown and then they'll go do drugs and stuff. That don't make you grown. People say I'm grown and then they'll go have sex with a whole bunch of people. That you could do that when you're not grown. I've been grown. People say, oh, you need to grow up, this, that, and the third. I've been grown. I'm fully developed. I'm biologically a grown adult. I'm 29 years old. Then they keep saying, oh, you about to be 30, so it's either you a child or you 30 or 40 or this or that. My dad was saying that. My dad talking about I'm going to be homeless, this, that, and the third. Then go continue to say, this the same man that said, this is the same man. I'm going to show y'all how the type of people that's trying to give me advice in my life. God said don't talk to my dad no more. God said don't go back to my dad's house. God said cut him off. He's going to be an anchor in your life, pull you down, and you're not going to be able to get out. That's what God said. God said get away from him. The day that God told me that, that's when I left. God said get away from him. He tried to fight me, and not because of I had money. He tried to fight me because I was starting a sales job. And y'all would think I'm making it up. I wish I recorded it. I was about to record it, but I didn't. I wish I recorded it because nobody would believe it. Yana was trying to warn me. Yana told me don't tell him nothing because she said it jeopardized my safety if I tell him I'm getting money. Yana was warning me to get out the house because it's not safe to tell my dad that I'm getting money. My dad said, what would you do if your mom pulled out life insurance on you and then told you go die? My dad said that to my face. You know, I'm so above the program. I'm already knowing. You say some stuff like that to me. You mention life insurance to me. I'm already looking at you sideways. So from that point on, I'm thinking that you want to kill me. And if you want to kill me, then it's either me or you. You understand? I don't care who you are. So that's how I'm looking at my dad. The whole time he looking at me like, man, and this is how people act when they ain't never had no money in their life. He looking at it like, all right, so this is what we about to do. I'm about to put 75 into her brand. We gonna go ahead and wear it. I'm gonna sell it to the people in Lincoln Heights. We gonna take some off the top, do this, do that. I'm gonna get her the little heat press, keep one at the house. Nigga, you can't finesse a finesser because you don't even know where the money at. You over here stressing about a dummy brand. a bait brand, God Sent Apparel. You ain't even think about God Sent Holdings. We are God Sent Health and Wellness, God Sent Media House. You ain't even think about all of them businesses. Or Charged Up Mindset, which is the actual moneymaker. God Sent is just what I do for fun. You didn't even think about that. Or did you think about True Map Property Investments, which was the business that was supposed to make the money? And then invest into the Charged Up and then donate to the God Sent. You ain't think about that, did you? You trying to steal my clothing brand. You think you're going to get rich off a clothing brand. Selling it in Cincinnati in one of the brokest parts of Cincinnati. You think you're going to get rich selling a clothing brand. And how? You going to get rich selling a t-shirt brand in Lincoln Heights. That's the plan. Hand by hand, making blank t-shirts. That's impossible. You won't. 100,000 would be a blessing. You get what I'm saying? Even doing that, 100,000 would be a blessing, and that's not even including restock. That's not including bulks. He said he wanted to pay $200 for a bulk of all sizes, all prints. $200. My bulk cost me it was like $700, and I only got 4 pieces, and it was just for me, not even other sizes. And if I was to get it distributed from a manufacturer, he said $600. That's like one sample of a really good design. If you're making this from scratch, they don't even know what they like. You don't even know what you're talking about. So the top people that's doing brands, and I'm talking 30 million, things like that. I'm on Zoom calls with them. I'm in their Instagram inbox, and you can't tell him that, because you tell him that, then he look at it and he oh, he jealous, this and that. But mind you, I'm close. I'm with God and things like that, and I'm talking to God, and God told me go outside. God told me talk, because I have to get over this thing. I have this voice in my head that says, if you do this, it'll get so bad. Hold on. All right, so it'll get so bad that I'll start thinking oh my God, if I say this, I'm gonna die. If I do this, I'm gonna die. You know what I mean? I'll start thinking to myself, I'll get real scared and paranoid. I literally was outside. I'm talking about screaming, scared. I felt like my life was over, because my mom posting up looking like she on drugs and won't answer my calls or text messages. Whole time she ain't answering my calls and text messages because she's emotionally immature, and she's still trying to prove a point because I stood up for myself, and she is emotionally immature. She's been doing this my whole life. She the type of person who will withhold attention or withhold love for control. Grandma Betty do that too. Grandma Betty will get mad because I'll be busy and have to work, and I'll fall asleep instead of calling her, and I'll call her back even though I didn't have to call her. We'll talk on the phone for 2-3 hours. Reading the Bible, everything. Talk on the phone 2-3 hours. And then I'll say at the end of the conversation, love you. She'll hear me say that. She'll sit there and say, okay, anything else? And won't say I love you back, because they're childish and emotionally immature. And they try to make me seem like I did something so wrong. I did something so wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then they say, oh, see, I have a voice in my head saying, Kiera, you can't be talking like that. You can't be talking like that. But God is telling me in my secret place, in the secret place with God, God is telling me, talk your truth and speak your truth, because you the one that know what you're talking about. You the one that's doing the right thing. You the one that been doing it. Can't nobody ever say I'm lazy. Can't nobody say I'm lazy, because I don't care what part of town you put me in. God said never again. God said never again. We're not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more, because the simple thing is, they could have been did it. People want to say, oh, my mom this, my mom that. My mom could have been helped me. My mom could have been helped me. You get what I'm saying? She could have been helped out. She chose not to help. She could have been helped me out. You get what I'm saying? But she didn't. And then wanted to make me feel like a bum. No, I can tell you what's a bum. A bum is her exes. That's a bum. A bum is a grown man who's competing with a young adult female who's still gonna pass them up and lap them hundreds of times. That's a bum. A bum is somebody who's living off of somebody who got kids and don't feel no guilt of it, and it's not they kid. Like, a bum is like, okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Random dude come in there and he's just trying to get away with, you know what I'm saying, eating the kids' snacks, basically. A bum is a nigga who come in and don't even, like, this nigga, like, Josh was literally locking up the food in the house. So now you can see kind of why I think the way I think, because I'm a real human here. And I'm looking and I'm putting the two and two together, and I'm saying, this dude, not only did he do drugs, hard drugs, and then relapsed on hard drugs, not only is that the case, and he was in prison for 10 years, so that's check. And then on top of that, I get to the house and all the food is locked up, and you saying Josh is in charge of the food. So why would you put a prisoner, a sodomized prisoner? Do y'all want to call it what it is? A sodomized prisoner in charge of the food that my siblings are eating. I don't feel comfortable with that. And then she tries to say, you're crazy, put me on medicine and get me up out the house. So God said, cut it off and don't talk to her no more. God told me don't talk to neither one of my parents. Neither one of them. Nobody gets to talk to me anymore. They don't deserve it. The only people that can talk to me are the people who seen me down and chose to help me. That's it. The ones who call a spade, because it's too much looking the other way, and it's getting to the point where if we keep looking the other way with these people that keep doing stupid stuff, it's gonna get worse. And I don't wait until it happens to say, oh, I shouldn't have did it. I fix it before it happens, and that's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard pill to swallow. And I think that's what's going on right now, is that everybody want to say, oh, they didn't know. They went through this as a child. I don't care what you went through as a child. It's called prevention. And you could stop a problem from happening if you think first and stop acting emotionally immature. Don't bring strangers into the house. Don't bring sodomized men into the house that don't know your kids. Now, I get it if that was his kids and all this and that. You bring some random white dude into the house. You don't do that. And now you over here scared talking about I need to get a restraining order on him and this, that, and the third. I'm scared. I ain't scared of him. I'm not scared of death, if that's what it even comes to. But I look deep in his eyes and I see he barely even really, I'm already knowing what's up, because I done grew up around rich white people. And that white card that he trying to pull, he really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't even receive, like, in the eyes of white people, like, she looking at him like, oh my God, he's so white. But it's like, and I ain't racist at all. I love everybody. But I'm saying, like, he trying to do some little slave master stuff. I see right past that. This nigga get around white people and probably try to fit in and probably be geeking to try to suck up to them and can't even hold a conversation. And the only thing he can comment he got is his whiteness. And I ain't dealing with that. Like, nah. We not dealing with that. And that's why God had to tell me, Kiara, it's already handled. Because, like I said, I'm a prevention type of person. And then it really ain't much. Like, he can say this and, yeah, he used to do this and do that. But if he a pastor, why is that the energy that's coming off of him? If you a pastor, why is that your energy? Because I'm getting back to God, and God is telling me, don't go make a real estate deal and then, you know what I'm saying, drop you. You know what I'm saying? And they sound like it's so much work. Mind you, I learned about real estate. I got back into the real estate. I got my mentor last year, like towards, or what? It wasn't even last year. It was in the summer. Whole time, in the summer of last year, because it's 2026 now. The whole time that real estate stuff was like, I called 100 people the whole time. I never really put my foot in it. Like, had I really jumped into it, it would have been overkill. That's why God said don't do it. Because God is not going to tell you not to do something that you're not going to succeed at. Or maybe, who knows? But that's why God will stop you when people think that it's because you're going to fail and this, that, and the third. No, it's because if you succeed, it might be something waiting for you on the other side. What's up, Tyler? So that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Because, we already got different points of views in life as far as what life is, because she married him. I would never even look in his direction. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of him being a drug dealer in the past. If I'm thinking drug dealers, I'm going to at least go for a rapper. But I get it because my mom is older. I understand. I'm not downplaying her or nothing, but that's a stupid decision that she made. But whatever. Because I see the look in his eyes and how he's trying to steal her clinic. I know exactly what he's doing. I could read people like this instantly. He's trying to steal her clinic and he's pissed, and he talking to his African wife about it, and he probably promising her stuff like, yeah, that's my clinic for real. All I have to do is this and I'm going to take it. Josh is an idiot. You know what I'm saying? Josh is it's a difference. Like, what type of, like, it's just, I get it though. You get money, whatever, cool. But you gotta be some type of stupid to do that. And if he, but he do got God in him. He got God in him, so I'm gonna lay back on it, like, he got God in him. And that's cool. But if he think for a second he gonna use that whole God thing and try to be one of those people that do corrupt things behind the scene and think he gonna try to be threatening my family. My mom, she make her own decisions. I think she likes to be threatened. I don't know what's wrong with her mentally. I'm trying to figure it out. But I would literally probably end up going crazy trying to figure out why she do that. Because the root of the issue is that she not as good as a person, as she not as nice as people think. One of the fruits of the spirits is kindness. She is unkind in her words. And that you just have to boil it down to it. She will purposely do stuff just to make it seem like, because I could say, man, because this is how delusional I am. This is why I end up in toxic relationships. I could look at my mom and say, my mom is such a real nigga. She let me know that girl was the devil. This, that, and the third. She was watching over me, protecting me. No, that ain't no real nigga. That's called a narcissist. That is manipulation. That will cause you to have psychosis. Because all she had to do was listen. If it's about being on the phone, it ain't even about that. All she had to do was just walk in the room and say, hey, Kira, let's have a conversation about this girl you've been talking to. Because y'all, everybody act like I be hiding my sexuality. My mom knows about the girl that I was talking to because I told her about it. I said, it's this girl in Atlanta I've been talking to. I've been telling her. All she had to do was just talk to me about it and tell me this girl is the devil. But I had to watch her page back, study through it, and then say, oh, now I got to go in the spiritual room. When all that could have just been a conversation. You don't watch people and secretly stalk them and then sub them on the internet. And then anything I said about my mom on the internet, she heard me say it because I'm a real nigga. No, we in God, you don't talk like, but I'm just saying, like, I don't go behind people's backs and talk all this stuff about them. I don't do that. Like, that's why you got this girl from Atlanta talking on the internet right now, posting video talking about, oh yeah, I beat her up and all of this. But she wait till she go on vacation. So mind you, she not even in Atlanta right now. Undisclosed location somewhere by the beach. So she wait till she leave the state, go on vacation, and get on social media to send a threat to somebody all the way in Ohio that's not on social media. Right? And I'm the type of person that I don't do stuff on social media. I'm going to text you and say, what's up? And then we can link up in person and I'll pull up on you. And then to say what you're saying in person, but they not cut like that. And that's why God want me to be in church, because it take a real person to go and tell what it really is with God. These people, they not real enough. They not cut like that. And I don't get no prize for beating up on this girl, because what's going to happen is they're going to say, she's autistic, right? Because she been telling everybody she autistic because she talk with a speech impediment. I've been studying psychology, and I know somebody, once it gets to the point of a speech impediment, when it comes to autism, it's different. She really just got arrested development based on childhood trauma that causes her to talk like that. But she over here, she just like Madison and just like my mom. My mom, and when my mom seen the girl and studied the girl and they start threatening each other, they start seeing that they both literally are the same type of demon. And when you get into deliverance, you got to cast out demons. You can't look at somebody and say, oh, that's my mom. They don't have a demon. That's my mom. I can't say that. You can't look at your dad and say, oh, that's not a demon. I can't say that. You can't look at your child and say, that's not a demon. I can't say that. No. In deliverance, you got to look at somebody right in their eyes, see that demon, and cast it out. That's what I'm saying. That's a demon that's operating in my mom. A destructive demon. That no matter what they're gonna, a destructive demon. And I have to get away from her because every time I leave that house, I do better in life. And then you have Pierre and my mom who get along because Pierre is a liar. Pierre is the type of person who would be behind closed doors doing voodoo and won't say anything, and everybody will be looking at him. And this nigga done already planned to have the whole family die and him leave rich. Pierre the type of nigga that will sell your blood and your hair to somebody out in a different state for $100 for revenge. And that's what we dealing with. I can't be around them because I got a purpose with my life that I agreed to with God. When I made God sin, I told God I agree. You get what I'm saying? Then God let me know, all right, boom, we got to get rid of God sin because you wasn't living right when you made it. You understand me? I've been agreed to do stuff with God. And then they want to say, I ain't doing that. She dressed like, Grandma Betty is basically saying, oh, when you dress how I want you to dress, then we'll do it. I don't care what y'all think. Y'all not laying in bed with me. I'll come outside with a whole curtain on. And y'all won't even see my face, body, nothing. That's how we really supposed to be doing it. And they want to talk about how I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's too many women that are concerned with how, like, y'all too concerned. People be too concerned about how I'm dressed. But they not even, that's why when I went to grandma's house and they ambushed me and held me down on the couch and made me and I had to go to the hospital, because they was doing a deliverance on me for homosexuality. I wasn't even gay no more when that happened. So then that whole, man, y'all don't even know. People want to talk about crushed. People want to talk about getting your spirit crushed, getting your heart broken. I wasn't even the same after that. Instead of them coming in there and saying, Kiera, good job. I heard what you did with trading. Mind you, I'm paranoid. I'm talking about all this stuff. I still got jewelry on. You feel me? I don't think I had the diamonds anymore, but I had my choker. Here's what's funny. They ambushed me at grandma's house and held me on the couch, and I got all my jewelry back. I lost all my jewelry. How come out of all my stuff that I lost at Grandma Betty's house, the only thing I didn't get back was my diamond cut choker from Blue Nile, my $200 necklace. Why my $200 necklace go missing at Grandma Betty's house when they held me down on the couches? And you see what I'm saying? That was a robbery right there. And that's what God's trying to tell me. That was a robbery. Because I was doing everything in my power to live right by God. I was going to church. I got baptized. I was doing everything right. And then they're going to hold me down on the couch and not let me leave. And I'm having a panic attack. I have real life panic attacks. Documented. At Grandma Karen's house, I had a panic attack that was so bad I had to go to the hospital and they had to put me on IVs because I literally could not breathe. I just had a panic attack in the room. I had to have an inhaler for 2 days. Panic attacks. Can you imagine thinking you about to take care of your grandma and then it seemed like don't nobody care about what I'm talking about, but nah, can you imagine thinking you about to take care of your grandma and for 3 days you bring your stuff, you trying to study whatever, and then everybody walk into the house, into the apartment, and then they start holding you down, and then Pierre was filming it and they filmed it. And then they took my jewelry. Man, that's what I say. So you got to stay out the way and detach, because what the devil would do is make you get the consequences for somebody else. Now, everybody else ain't got to understand because everybody got demons. I had demons. I be dealing with my own demons. But they going to deal with the consequences because God know their heart. Because a part of me couldn't even look and say, my mom might actually be wicked. She might have wicked tendencies. And everybody say, you can't talk about your mom like that. She's a nurse. She's a practitioner. Why does her job mean you can't talk to her like that? Because if anything, it should be, you can't talk to Kiera like that. She trades stocks. You can't talk to Kiera like that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody talk to Kiera like that. They say, where's the money at though? Where's the money at? That's the point. I'm trying to live right with Jesus. It's a reason. You know what I'm saying? Jesus been stopping me, telling me don't do that. Because I get rich and I see a nigga like Josh trying to threaten my family and I throw 50 on him. 50 to 100 just for one person. And he over here trying to pull the white card. That's what I'm saying. God don't want me to have money because I done seen too much happening in this time of me not having money. God, that ain't even what I need. It's people, and even with it's people that saying, man, Hey, we'll do this for you, man. I'm talking about you got the females that's doing the one stuff. You got the, come on, bro. I'm talking about been attractive. I'm talking about been attractive. Like, he'll really get with a dude and have him do it and not even have to pay him. But God don't want that for me. Because that's evil, and you don't repay evil for evil. That's what I'm saying. So they got the game messed up, they got it twisted, and they got the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? They got the wrong person, and they think that they know. They don't know nothing. It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. I could go get a degree right now, start a whole life, get married, have kids. It's not even close. It's not even close. And when I get in the market, I could literally say, based off my pattern recognition and all of this, and I could literally say the price is going to go there in 2 weeks. And it literally hit that exact price. It's not even close. That is the most desired skill. That is the most requested skill in the world. Not just America, in the world. That skill right there. And people want to talk about me and say that I'm this and I'm that. They're not even close. It's not even close. And then what makes it sad is that it has to be a conversation like that where it says, oh, what's she doing ain't close, because now I have to defend myself. Because she's saying, Kiara, you broke, you ain't never gonna be nothing, you gonna be homeless, you stupid, you threw your life away, you this, you that, you going to hell, you a demon. But for me to defend myself, all I have to say is, you do realize that I've done this, this, and this. And then when I defend myself, that's when they take it as a threat, because it's so credible. And yeah, I'm living here, no money, whatever, cool. It ain't nothing to get a job. It ain't nothing to take the money to stock play. I'm looking at right now, you put $535 in, you walk away after like a year with like easily over 50K each play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even doing trading no more. I'm just long-term investing. Off of just, you know what I'm saying? And they want to look at me and tell me I'm nothing. What do they do? What do you do in your free time? That's what determines who's going to be successful and who's not. Because in my free time, I'm studying. And I just made a new business, a new product. Not even a new business, a new product. Figured out the recipe, got everything figured out the properties, testing the product, all of these things. Right now, I'm outside fixing my credit and reading my Bible. What are you doing in your free time? Then we can have a conversation. And we can't have a conversation based on what you do in your free time, because if it's not, you could tell where a person is at, how they solve problems. I could tell who somebody is based on how they solve problems. Like the girls that was trying to say stuff on the internet, they not really stepping like that. And I could tell by how they tried to solve the problem. They still playing that we brag about accomplishments game. When you really get in it, and you really, when I see the richest people, that's why I had to teach these women, these females. You know, they think stud, film, I don't care which one. Studs like me. I'm not I don't care. I don't care what you call yourself. They want to talk about this, that, and the third. Man, listen. My mentor, right? And I keep saying my mentor, but I ain't even go brag on him because I don't know what he doing. But the dude who got this dude made over $100 million, right, at 22. I'm sure he had like 200 million now, right? Off of trading. So everybody in the chat that's talking, you know what I'm saying? The richest one that's coming against me, he got $3 million. 3 to 5 million. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, say she got 10 million. She's 40. She's 40 with like $10 million. That's good though. But I'm talking to 20-year-olds that's hitting 50 million, 100 million, 200 million. You know what I'm saying? So there's the cognitive dissonance. So I'm looking at her like, I like what you got going on. Keep it up. That's what's up. Do you want me to give you some plays? I can help you get rich. Brokey's in the chat, because that's how Brokey is a mindset. You see somebody like me who's non-violent, and you want to say, oh, I'm gonna threaten you. She came off the rip threatening me. You don't even know me from a can of paint. This girl that's all in your ear, I've been giving her money because whole time she lived check to check, and she got 3 jobs, and she still can't pay her rent like that. And she take her little time to, you know what I'm saying? Or she rich. Who knows? Everybody rich on TikTok, right? But the people I'm talking to ain't really even TikTok. They don't even touch TikTok money because it ain't really even no money for real. You know what I'm saying? They still thinking TikTok, go live, yell at the camera, that's rich. You know what I'm saying? So cognitive dissonance. That's what I'm saying. They not understanding what's money and what's not money. They not even touching the market. They the type of people that pay somebody to tell them what to invest in. I'm the type of person that people pay to tell them what to invest in. We two different humans. So she come off the rip trying to threaten me and all of this stuff and say, oh, I'm this person in society. Girl, I don't care who you are, because the people I was looking at are higher up than you. And I've already talked to people on the phone that's at your exact level. And it ain't really, but I don't downplay people's accomplishments. I don't care. I genuinely don't. I'm like, wow, she's an attractive woman. So they get on here and then they start going back and forth. And the girl is lying, saying, oh, yeah, this, that, and the third. Man, I was so freaking confused and under this curse. It wasn't even a spell. It's a curse. That I thought this girl was the most attractive person ever. I see her face. I'm like, who the heck is this that I've been staring at and talking to? I didn't even know who I was talking to the whole time, bro. It's a whole different face than what you think it is. So it's like, and then people don't realize, like, they try to beat you down so much that you don't realize that you're 29. So you spend like 5 years arguing back and forth with them. Like, she wanted to be a troll. She wanted to be like, these are children that we're talking about, grown children. She wanted to be in a she wanted to do like a little friend group thing where we sub each other on the internet, which is something I don't really do for real, because I'm more direct. That's what lames do. If you want to, like, the girl that I was talking to on the internet, I talked to her directly too. So I'm not just hitting her. I don't just sub people on the internet. Like, we didn't went directly on the internet. So the other one is like, you know what I'm saying? She trying to do the indirect, basically say, who do you know? Who do you know? I done already told y'all who I know. But it ain't no celebrities. I mean, but like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, you really... So they playing the, like, who do you know game. Like, are you famous game. And all of that. And then I posted the email that I had with my mentor. The email that I had with my mentor is his name on there, is proof, everything. You know what I'm saying? And he is proof of him having hundreds of millions. Every trade he make like 16 million, right? And this is when I met up with him. He messaged because he thought I was a dude. Mind you, everybody that I talk to in a professional world, off rip, unless they know I'm a female, they assume I'm a man until we get on the phone. You get what I'm saying? Because my profile picture is just a cartoon. It doesn't say if it's a girl or a boy. It's not that I'm trying to seem like a man. It's that it's male dominated. Most traders are men. So most entrepreneurs are men. So when they look at it, they assume like, oh, okay, this is a dude, because I'm just on my burner page. So I'm hitting him up on my email or whatever. He's like, oh, okay, what's up, brother? Like, yeah, like, you could come out here, this, that, and the third. And then I said, well, I don't have any money. I don't have no money, no gas, and I got to work. So he like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll pay for it. You don't even have to worry about the money. And I come out there. He like, okay, cool. Just come out the next day. He said, and then I said, all right, well, my dad ended up sending me some money for gas. I'm about to come out there. He said, okay, cool. He could get me a hotel. So you got these people. You got a 40-year-old who her whole career, and it's based off of, like, your whole career, you up some M's. I respect that, right? And you trying to talk down on me and say I'm broke and this, that, and the third, and play the little money game. But the niggas who really, 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 really getting money are never calling nobody broke when you want to be better in life. They looking at me. They like, oh, it's okay. You don't have to pay for anything. That's what money look like. You know what I'm saying? Money don't look like, oh, I got on designer, I'm rich. That's stupid. You don't even know what what is designer? I don't even wear designer. You know what I'm saying? So that's they got it mixed up. So that's why I had to post the conversation with my mentor, because it's just hilarious to me of me looking at it like, how y'all gonna flex on me? And then even with the mentor dude, I don't even get too close to that, because they'll look at it and when it's a woman in the mix, they'll say, oh, I kind of want to mess with the woman. So I'm just in my own world. And you just got to realize some women literally make a living off of going on dates. And when you realize that and the psychology behind date culture, then you'll realize that there's no point of you ever arguing with a woman who her whole identity and existence is based off of her appearance. If a woman's whole identity is based on her appearance, get away from her. You're never going to win that argument. You will never win. Because there's apples and there's oranges. And there's different types of apples and different types of oranges. And there's a whole group of people a plethora of men or women that will look at that specific orange and say, this is my favorite orange. And it's a different group who will say, this is my favorite apple. Do you understand? So you never gonna win trying to convince somebody who only eats oranges that this is the best apple. Just leave it alone. All they whole identity is based on the outside, because on the inside there is nothing. And the vision that I had is somebody who looks like, it's like when you play as a child, y'all playing in the kitchen. And imagine somebody who takes an egg, and you think it's an egg that they about to crack on the side of the bowl, but really what it is it's a makeup. It's one of those makeup things. So like imagine somebody doing their makeup and acting like they about to break open an egg, and it's a beauty blender. And then they put the beauty blender in the water, and it soaks all the makeup out. And then they take it. So it's like when you think, like, it's like they're basically making it seem like they equally yoked, but they're not. It's no yolk at all. Like, it's no egg. It's not equally yoked. There's nothing there at all. So that's basically what those women are. Those women are the types that will look so good that you believe that they are equally yoked when there is no yolk in the room. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fine, but I have to realize kind of what I've been dealing with, and I ain't even mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even mad at it. But it's like people want to get all buck and stuff. People get all buck on the internet and be talking about fighting. Who really about to? You think I'm about to get on the internet and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight you? Girl, bye. And it ain't even nothing to really fight about. And my mom will egg on the situation. I can't tell you how many times I literally physically fought for my mom before. I have physically fought for my mom. I have cussed men out for my mom. Ryan was going off on my mom, cussing her out. I cussed him out, told him get out the house. Me being, how old was I? 21 at the time. Josh tried to, you know what I'm saying? Me and Josh physically fought. Tim was talking crap. I smacked him in his face. I've been fighting men for my mom, defending her my whole life, and never thought nothing of it. And she'll be the type that you will fight for her, and she'll get mad at you, put you in punishment, and then go with the man. And the man will come back the next day, and now you look stupid. I didn't defend my mom against JD too. I took all JD stuff and hid it, all this stuff, like I've been doing stuff. And my mom goes back to the man. She don't care. So now it's the point I'm cutting her off all the way. Because now she won't stop. And the type of men are getting worse and worse to where every man that I'm looking at that she is communicating with look like they one step away from the corner. And we're not doing that. And I'm talking about buying and not selling. And we're not doing that. Because my heart's so big that somebody will die. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what I'm trying to do. And I could say that because I'm a real human and nobody's going to do anything because God told me I could say it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. She thinks stuff is a game because she think I'm like her. And she like, oh, Kiera, you not like that. You not like that. You not like that. Anybody with money is like that. I ain't got money right now, but I'm just saying. That's why I'm saying people don't... I think of money as like a phone. Like when I think of money, I think of it like this. But if I go to that side, and God told me don't go to that side, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm trying to find another way. Because God said he got something totally different for me that's way better. And he showed me a glimpse of what's to come. And it's so beautiful. But I call this 40 days and 40 nights. And I'm eliminating all of my fears and everything. And I'm facing it head on. And he's showing me every way that the devil has lied to me. And made me think it was me. And it was them. And that's why I have to look and see, Pierre is not little Pierre. That is not no little, he ain't no baby, bruh. He in that room doing some rituals. You see what I'm saying? That ain't no baby. He will sell your information. You know what I'm saying? He will kill you. He will. You piss off Pierre. You done hit his vapor too many times. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that he cool about it. Nah, he's mad. He's in his room talking to the devil. You see what I'm saying? And you wonder why things going on. And when you around, they say Kiera been doing rituals. No, Pierre's in the room doing rituals. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom, you think, oh, she's just so sweet and innocent and these men are harming her. Nope, she's in agreement with the men and signaling to the men we about to run off together and start a business out of town. You don't know what this woman got going on. She might not even be divorced. I don't know who this woman is. And the whole time I told her don't do it. You get what I'm saying? The whole time I told her don't do it. And then it's like, I have my own life. And God says we do not take oaths of secrecy. You do not take an oath at all. I don't remember. I didn't take no oath. And I ain't snitching. This is a voice memo. I don't care. But it's like, I gotta be able to talk. And this is a part of my therapy. Is understanding that nobody cares about what I got going on. Nobody cares what I'm doing. I'm trying to help people do recovery. I got a big mission that I'm trying to do. God been showing me into the spiritual realm, and I'm not about to keep letting my mom oppress me and silence my voice when she not even talking about nothing. You understand? Like, she is talking about stuff. Don't get me wrong. She's saying some real stuff. But I be worried so much, is the world about to end while she out here. This is what she doing. While I'm in the house fasting and praying and scared that everybody in my family is going to end up going through something terrible, she is at dinner with her dad and the kids, eating steak and lobster. She is at Kings Island with the kids, going on roller coasters. She is at the movies, watching movies. She with Oba. They having events, going to festivals. And you would think, and I'm over here worried about her. Is she okay? She's out here having the ball. She's having a ball. And then she posts on the internet looking like she's going. She has done this so many times. She is the damsel in distress. She calls out and says, she cries wolf and says, oh my God, everything is falling apart. I'm scared. Or not even scared. I don't know what it is. Me being an empath, I show up, say, let me fix the day. She destroys me, pulls me down, tears me down, berates me, all types of stuff, gives people stuff in front of me. So that's why Dorian was about to get a BMW, but instead he got a brand new car. She gives him brand new stuff. She takes niggas and buys them the supplies. She got JD 1,000. His studio that she bought him was what was it, like $3,000 to $5,000 for a whole studio in the basement. The computer in itself was about $2,000. All this stuff when I was doing music. So she buys everything. Ryan, she paying for, she getting his photography business together. Josh paid off his child support, getting his credit. She got his credit together. He got a tooth now, all types of stuff. Got him a car. Her car gone. He got a better car than her, and he ain't had no money. She driving a junkie car. That's what I'm saying. She driving a car with paint that come out the paint wall paint. A car that got wall paint on it or spray paint. Why are you driving that car and you a practitioner? And Josh driving a Jeep. Man. All right. You know what I'm saying? So God be like, all right, Kira, you got to fall back. Because she doing it to herself. And then when I seen her on the internet looking like a junkie, this is what I say. I say to myself, I say, I'm not going to stress out about her. And then they say, Kira, you need to stop. Your mom, you're going to get... No. My mom just tried to put me in the hospital for psych and give me psych meds. Do you know that will have me brain dead? Do you know it's some people that's bedridden in the hospital that had somebody just listen to them or put them in the right place, they wouldn't be in the hospital. I could have been one of those people that was laying in a bed that don't get up every day because my mom just throw around the word medicine. And then want to say, no, protect me. No, what you need to do, because it wouldn't be no problem of you can't talk about this because of her license, because of this. Has she not done the dumbest thing in the world? Has she not done the stupidest thing she could have possibly did? Which was risk her entire everything for a broke Sodom. Come on, bro. That's the stupidest thing you could have did. Like, out of everything, you just say, what's the dumbest thing I could do today? And she said, you know what? I think I know exactly what I could do. And that's what she did. And then they say, Kira, don't be yourself because you're going to put her in jeopardy. No. Somebody get her to stop doing stupid stuff. And then you want to come on here looking dangerous and all of this stuff. Like, nah, you on here, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Because then you putting everybody at risk. You got kids. You can't be acting like that. You know what I'm saying? And it just be so true. And I'm tired of everybody telling me, oh, your mom this, your mom that, and oh, practitioner this, practitioner that. Buddy, listen, I'm thinking like literally, and it ain't about like, when you give it to God, you don't know how much money you're going to make. I could end up making $10,000 a year if God don't want me to be rich. But I'm saying like, based off of trajectory, I'm talking about way more money. And that's what they not looking at. You know what I'm saying? And my mom, I told her I was doing something. She said, what make you think you deserve that? I had to work my whole life for it. Well, buddy, you also had kids when you was 16, 17. Why? I didn't. That's like when somebody decides to do hard drugs and then the other person doesn't. You think both of them should have, that's like, okay, that's like if you take two people and one of them robs a bank and then the other one goes to school and does the right thing. Do you think both of them should go to jail because one of them robbed the bank, because it wouldn't be fair for the person who robbed the bank to be the only person to go to jail? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's a generation of black people that's trying to make their kids pay for their sins instead of helping their kids get to the next level. My mom would rather help a man who chose to destroy his life get to the next level than help a child who has not even experienced the world. Pierre is still considered a child, and that's why Pierre does stuff like try to be demonic, because the only way he could think of taking care of himself is if he makes a deal with the devil, because my mom would rather pay everybody else except for Pierre, who needs a fresh start, for him to have a career. He don't know what he gonna do. She don't talk to him about college. She said the world gonna end. She don't help him think about a career. Nobody is helping him do nothing. So the only thing he could think about is, well, I know how to sing, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. I could just sell my soul to the devil. And that's how the problem starts, is with the parents. It ain't the kids' fault, it's the parents. And then they look at somebody like me. Look, I'm making, y'all can't nobody say a thing about me, because I got every opportunity to be demonic. I got every opportunity to be demonic and get money for it. And I'm not doing it. So you don't get down on the person who did bad and chose to do the right thing. What you do is you go to the person that's acting like they good and doing the wrong thing, and that's the one who really need to be talked to. Because I respect somebody who chose to go the other way way more than I respect somebody who act like they ain't go that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like it's getting to the end of kind of my rants for today. I'm about to continue fixing my credit, but I have to realize the problem is not me. And I blocked my mom today, and I ain't asking my dad for no more money. He said that's the last time anyway. My dad took 3 days to send me $30, but you know what I'm saying? Man, listen, but the same dude, so he take 3 days to send me $30. This the same dude that's trying to sell my clothes. Okay, pause. This nigga said I would have gone my entire life and done nothing with my life. But this the same dude that's telling everybody that God sent is his brand. But I ain't do nothing with my life. Like the brand that you thinking about getting rich off, like that ain't mine. I ain't do nothing my whole life. You ain't do nothing your whole life but become a barber. Honestly, whatever. And we could talk about that, and people could say what they want to say or whatever. Because I could have, like, you be like, man, people don't want to talk about it, bro. People don't want to talk about it. And I can't even tell him, because he called himself a celebrity barber. I can't even tell him about real celebrities. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people need this. People need that. And that's why I feel like I'm being exonerated and I'm exempt sovereign, which I've been saying. Any person, when you know what I'm saying, God grants you sovereignty. The rules, they don't apply to me, because I'm not living in this material world. I don't have to show up to the party with a gold chain if I'm not in that world. It's like when you in the hood, people not gonna come to you and say, oh, you a snitch, oh, you getting DP if you not from the hood. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna say, oh, where you from, if you just coming to drop off the mail. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a whole different universe. So these rules don't apply to me of, Kier, you can't do this, you can't say that. I can do what I need to say, because now it's about me being a healer, and people need to be healed, and this problem needs to be solved. And it's people who people look at and say, oh my God, they're so rich. These celebrities that people idolize, these people that's doing voodoo and witchcraft and stuff, it's at least one of them. And this is the thing that people don't realize. These billionaires who got all this money, when they cry to God, who do you think that they talk to? What church do you think that they go to? You know what I'm saying? When you go to it, you need as many people out here that to talk about God as possible, because it's somebody right now that's deep into some stuff and they want to get out, and everybody is praising them, saying, oh, this person, you should be scared of that person. Listen, I don't fear a lot of people. I really, you know what I'm saying? And I've been around people with money So I'm not no groupie. I'm not no groupie to celebrities. I'm not no, oh, this, that, and the third. So I have my own purpose on what I'm supposed to do in this world as far as with God. You know what I'm saying? I'm over all of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to fan out for somebody when it's time to help people. And I'm not going to try to glorify some bull crap. And I'm not going to bite my tongue when something is wrong, because it's called prevention. And she need to swallow that prevention pill. And she need to shut up about it, because the problem could have been avoided. All you got to do is just not do it. You know what I'm saying? But me too. So I get it. And the other, it is what it is. But it take a minute to see it sometimes. And even with the girl that was from Atlanta that's trying to do her little stuff, you know what I'm saying? That stuff could be prevented too, you know? We ain't worried about that. We're not worried about that. We don't do that, because see, and that's the thing. That's why Jesus wanted me back, because these people, they unrealistic. Some people talk just to talk, just for the fun of it. They lack intention. You know what I'm saying? And you see how the lawnmower just started going across the street. I'm gonna stop, because maybe that's me right now. Maybe I'm doing too much, because I was about to say something I don't need to say. You understand? I was about to say something stupid. So, you see? And sometimes people talking too much is a good thing, you know? But we ending this mental illness thing and all of that. Yeah.